Okay, so I'm back. Same night, and this is a thought that struck me recently, and very recently reminded me. But some of the reason that I started this channel was that very cryptic idea. If you ever heard of it, that people forget the sounds of their loved ones' voices, and this also ties into like humans being very susceptible to remembering things improperly. If you've ever seen it in court cases, a lot of people, realizing it or not, commit perjury. Well, I guess it's not lying in court if you don't know that you're lying, but still, a lot of people remember details incorrectly, don't remember things properly. And there's other information that you can go down where humans are like unreliable narrators or unreliable sources of information, and you may not remember things about yourself or the way you think or your memories. And I distinctly remember in middle school, I was super mean to my sister for like taking recordings and videos of me, and this is around middle school for her. And at least for me, this is around like when I started waking up to like the value of videos. When I'd see videos of like me and my sister playing video games as little kids, or the pictures of yourself on the fridge, and I started keeping my student IDs and all of this good stuff where you want this little window to this past version of yourself, because like a picture holds 1,000 words. At least for me, like a picture holds 1,000 memories, and it means so much. Like to the point where sometimes you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself, right? Because you've changed, you've grown so much, and you see yourself at the day to day. You don't see the dramatic changes, and that's something which I personally find remarkable. So it's been really important to me to capture these little memories, to appreciate these little moments, and it's something which I thought about but didn't actually capture in the video that I'm going to upload right before this, and it's about my friends. But I didn't come to a satisfactory answer after like I lost friends or you lose loved ones. I'm like I don't have any living grandparents on my Chinese side. So it's things like that where I'm like you're losing these experiences and you feel like everything's finite and it's all outside of your control. And I didn't come to a satisfactory answer for the longest time of how to deal with that or how to cope with that, other than like you try to make the most of every moment that you can with these people, and you try to live your life to the best as you can. And everybody tells you that, but it doesn't actually hit. It didn't really stick for me until I realized I'm like, every time I get in my car, I might just die. I might not make it. But I still take that risk for its convenience, and my parents take that risk, and we all take that risk every single day of living. And all you can do is try your best to enjoy the moment and spend time with people and make that opportunity to spend time with the people that you care about. And there's a clear hierarchy and order to the people that you care about. And for me, like that's what it's all about. I'm like, I spend time with the people that I care about and want to spend time with, and I continually do so, and I continually make that effort. And there's some other principles that guide how I schedule my calendar. It's greedy. I just put in time with whoever reaches out first, whoever I plan first. But I reach out to the people that I want to spend time with the most first, like of course. But first come, first serve, so to speak. And I don't know if you've ever seen the reels of when you have plans with friend group C, and then your B tier friend group like asked to hang out or something. I'm like, yeah, ranking, priority, your preferences, whatever. Like I don't think that's so wrong to like some people more than other people. But time's a finite resource. But needless to say, within that same vein of like nostalgia, of documenting things, of visibility, of accountability, like of course I started this channel under the premise of a challenge. I've had this rants channel quite literally like sitting under like my channels. I think I have 3, and there's one where it's like my vlog channel, which is like personal, private. There's another one which is my gaming channel, which I want to upload to, but every time I make gaming videos, I never like how they come out, and they're always so much effort, and then I appreciate it later, even though I think they are so cringe. And I wanted an authentic outlet in which was just me and documents my thoughts and what I'm thinking, and it slowly started to turn into a form of my own therapy. And with all of that, it all stemmed from the idea that I wanted people to remember what my voice sounded like. If I were to die unexpectedly, I wanted people to know what I was thinking. I wanted people to be able to feel like they were sitting in a room talking to me like I was still there. I think about a lot of things, I have a lot of thoughts, and I often reserve them in respect to other people because I don't want to just bombard people with my own information, my own thoughts, my own thinking, but I also want to get them out in the universe. I also am somewhat of an insomniac, so there is times in which I can't sleep. And when I can't sleep, sometimes I've posted these videos, I will just talk to my phone. I'll talk to my phone, I'll boot up the PC, I'll talk to my PC. I'm like, I try to fall asleep for 20 minutes and then I get out of bed, I gotta dump my thoughts. If I'm stuck in my head, I need to dump my thoughts. So it's also a form of self care for me. And the third and final reason, which I of course talked about, it's people like Woody's Gamer Tag, it's people like Slash Weekly Rant. I think it's pretty clear that oh, the Weekly Slap, sorry, that I follow the Weekly Slap format and then I just don't follow through on it at all. But I I never wanted it to be for the fame. I think I wanted the gaming channel to be for the fame, even if that isn't how it turned out. Uh, I always wanted to send these things as me. You know, I go to hackathons, I go to competitions, and the way that I leverage it myself is even if I do not win, I hope to grow. And that's what I'm trying to do with these as well. I think it's good public speaking. I feel like I'm talking very authentically, and part of the alias anonymity behind that helps. But a lot of my identity also informs like how I speak. So I've been having this weird line where I'm like, I've been introducing more personal details about myself, more identifying details, and they might come back to bite me. People might identify me, and that scares me 100%. I know that this channel has been shared with a few close friends of mine, and a few people who I wouldn't actually consider such close friends of mine, and to my dismay, it, it is what it is, and that's a part of like making things public and making things visible is that you run the risk of people knowing, and that's kind of just how it is. That how it has to be, so to speak. If I really had a problem with it, if I really didn't want people to discover it, I wouldn't have made it public. And in case there are people out there, I love listening to The Yard. I love listening to podcasts and game theories. Yeah, game, film theories in the background. I love just having background noise of people talking. I grew up introverted, but I'm slowly realizing that I am a very social creature. And I do love talking to people. And at least to me, it feels nice to have someone just talking and speaking in your background. And it honestly gave me a sense of belonging to have these spaces, communities where you could talk about things, which I miss Technobabes, man, but where you could talk about things to people and have this candid space, which I feel like you don't always have. Like sometimes you have friends that you feel like you can never have a serious conversation with, and part of growing up is realizing that you never were to have that serious conversation. But if I wanted to, and I wanted to become a candid person or a genuine person, I had to make that space for myself, and that was a learning experience that I have had as well as an individual. And this is kind of what that channel has been all about for me. It's making that space for myself to speak candidly and speak authentically. It's making that space to de-stress, honestly, dump my thoughts, just put my journal out there in the universe, to not worry about things being so polished and so perfect. That's what all my clubs and my professional stuff and the LinkedIn and when you talk to recruiters and stuff, that's what all that stuff is for. Maybe one day I'll start posting on my Instagram and I'll become one of those like tech influencers. Like I honestly don't know, but at least as far as this goes, I love the way that I approach it currently and have this nice space to talk authentically, candidly, personally, intimately, and have this weird parasocial relationship going on with this audience that doesn't exist. And all of that is centered around some personal stuff, having this voice that may be discovered because it lives under my email for people to hear of me, to have something that exists before I'm gone, and to have my thoughts authentically captured so people can tell what I thought and what I was thinking about and what I was like. And I'll hopefully have this documented as long as I live. But who knows what YouTube will be. But yeah, that's about it. KK. Bye.